student project to develop a plug-in hybrid alternative fueled vehicle. I had received a call from a legislature, Representative Frank Hornstein, who was in the Minnesota House, and he had heard about our program and asked us if we were interested in doing any hybrid vehicle development. We were keenly interested in doing research in that area because we hadn't in the past. However, because it was such a new technology, bottom line, it was a little bit expensive for us to get involved in as student projects. The legislature was passed. It had no money attached to it. However, shortly after that, I did get a call from 3 individuals representing the Minnesota Department of Administration, the Minnesota Department of Transportation, and also the Minnesota Department of Natural Resources. They have been encouraged to come on board with this project, and between the 3 groups had pulled this Toyota Prius from the Department of Natural Resources out of their fleet and said that, okay, here's a vehicle, Mankato, that you can work with. The only stipulation is that if our kit had not worked or did not work, that we had to move it back to a stock configuration. We started looking for other partners to try to raise some of the funds for the components that the students needed to do this conversion. Xcel Energy stepped forward, and Xcel Energy provided money and sponsorship for us to buy batteries, to purchase some of the electrical components that the students needed to go ahead and build their conversion, and other support. So this truly is a project that not only includes students from the educational standpoint, but also private industry, Xcel Energy, and also gets the third wheel in there of state government. The difference in a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle over a conventional one, number one is the batteries. And in the case of this vehicle right here, the normal Toyota Prius battery pack is located underneath the seat, and it's much, much smaller than this one. In order to get better fuel economy and make use of the plug-in capability, we increase the battery size. The normal batteries have 1.3 kilowatt hours of battery storage. This has 7.3, so significantly larger battery storage. In addition, some of the things that you had to do, or we did on this, is here is an extension cord that you'll plug into the 110 wall outlet at your home. And then what the students design, that's down here in the bottom part of it, is their own battery charger setup. The information that our students are learning really helps them be better employees. Now, that being said, the findings from this study are also going to go to the National Renewable Energy Lab in Golden, Colorado, and that will be used in their database as they are developing reports and making recommendations on plug-in hybrid electric vehicles. Xcel Energy, for instance, from this simple vehicle, as we go through this, we are measuring the amount of electricity that's coming in out of the electrical grid. That electricity is not free. It needs to come from somewhere, and if by the stroke of a wand we now have 1 million of these vehicles that are plug-in electric vehicles, and they're plugged into the grid, Xcel Energy and all the other power utilities, they've got to know what that's going to do to the grid and the stability of the grid. So the information from this could be used in some of their modeling efforts to make projections on, what is a realistic number of electric vehicles or plug-in electric vehicles that the grid can sustain. Never forget that the product of education needs to be the students and what you're putting out. While what we learn on this is there are technical things that will go out and will help businesses, without a doubt. We've done a number of different projects that have had direct implications to companies' bottom line. The big thing is to give those students an experience of what it is to work on a budget, to meet deadlines, to work with real problems where things are out of the textbook, where they're not going to always be exactly like it should be. Those are really the benefits of projects like this, because then businesses really reap the benefits of those students having seen that before the companies are paying them to discover and to make those mistakes that they learn with us. Really, the winners from a project like this, everyone.